Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning, and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm here to do a reading for you guys, okay? So welcome everybody that's new, and welcome everybody that is not new. All right, so if you guys are interested in learning how to read your own tarot cards, I have created a book. It is called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And it works with the major arcana. The major arcana cards are like the big cards, like the Magician, the High Priestess, the Death card. And so each of the tarot spreads that are designed in the book go through the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions that people will experience. And this is basically a guide to help you understand what to look for and to help you move beyond self-doubt when it comes to reading your own cards, okay? So it's also got in the back of it a guide that will show you what the different card combinations could mean. And I suggest that you get the Visago book, and so the link to that is in the description box. And I also suggest that you guys get The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN, which is also a link in the description box. And that is an intuitive workbook that has a lot of different techniques. It's probably not a book for everybody, but for those of you that want to fast track your spiritual career or your spiritual journey and develop your intuition. And the good thing about that book is it's got major techniques in it, techniques that I use every day. Okay. So like the mind technique is how to get rid of limiting beliefs. The joy versus anger technique is how to develop a yes and no answering system from your higher self. So you don't have to like pray and look for signs. You can basically get an immediate answer. And the God technique, which raises your consciousness and shifts your awareness into your God conscious self so that you can connect with God on a deeper level and basically be one with everything. So yeah, there's other techniques in the book as well. Like it talks about astral projection, how to do an energy ball. Welcome in, Jay Divine, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I suggest that you get The Truth of God first, develop that yes and no answering system, and do the God technique. So you're actually raising your frequency and your vibration to the frequency of love, joy, and peace, which is the universal source, okay? And then getting the Visago book. For the Visago book, you will need the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, and those sell for pretty cheap on the internet. So, all right. That is what I suggest that you guys do if you're wanting to welcome in Fashionista. Happy Saturday, you guys. Or whenever you guys get to watching this video, I suggest that you watch the readings on both of my platforms. I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. You can look that up and go over there and watch those videos. Just pick whatever video, when you see what the title line is, pick whatever you feel resonates. Because each reading is going to have a message for you guys, and my readings are timeless, which means that I could be talking about past, present, and future. And whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. So use your best discernment. Welcome in, Jose. Well, when watching tarot, any type of tarot, if I talk about anything in the realms of health, legal, that type of thing, make sure that if you're taking the advice that you speak with a doctor or like a legal professional, like a lawyer, before you apply any of the advice to your life. That's just being responsible with the energy. Okay. All right. So, and if any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat and with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and then I will answer your question. Okay. So that's the way that I'm making myself available. Make sure you guys like the video, tap the notification bell, make sure you guys are subscribed, especially if you like this type of content, because I do post quite often. And so it's good to stay up with these readings because it helps you along your spiritual journey. All right, so we're going to start off with the prayer. We are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. My spirit sent you over here to tell you that the jig is up. He doesn't work with you anymore. What? I don't know who that person is. Okay. Anyways, I don't know what the hell that person's talking about. Dwiley. Okay. So anyways, welcome in, Judith. Okay. So we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit. We're calling upon Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters that are relevant to this. Oh, Happy New Year, you guys, that are relevant to this reading. We're also calling upon our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, and including our spirit guides, and asking that they put, and the archangels and our guardian angels, asking that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe during this reading and blocking out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. So now as I call upon your personal favor, Most High, please continue to bless and prosper me and this platform. Please continue to bless and prosper these readings, and thank you for all of the gifts and abilities and everything that you've given me in this lifetime. I am eternally grateful for everything, Most High. And thank you for creating miracles and healing the sick and doing amazing things for both me and my collective. And any messages that you have for the collective, I am ready to receive and open to channeling that, whatever it is. Okay. So by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. This also includes no bullying my collective and the people in the chat. Okay, everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, and everybody's allowed to have their own belief, and everybody is allowed to worship whatever they want to worship. And so really this is a platform about, you know, peace and positivity. All right. So, okay. So I hope everybody's having a good day, evening, afternoon, night, whenever you guys get to seeing this. And thank you for saying that. Okay, so I'm just shuffling the cards, make sure that we get them. I had to make sure they were all in the upright. So I never started reading with the cards in the reverse so we can get the correct information. So what I was getting as a message was basically that, you know, the past few readings have been about breakthroughs, about new beginnings, fresh starts. Oh, okay, so a collective is basically the people that come into the chat, the people that watch these readings, and we call the collective the majority of humanity, okay? So I have a collective of people that I reach, other readers have a collective of people that they reach, and then all of the people together are also considered a collective, okay? So it just means that I'm reading everybody's energy. That's why you just need to be able to use your discernment and all that good stuff, your intuition, so that you can know what part of the reading's for you and what part is for somebody else. I mean, if it's meant for you, it will stick with you. But if anything I ever say makes you feel afraid, then that part of the reading's not for you. These readings are to give you confirmation. And the part of it that is prophetic, you guys will be able to recognize that, oh, okay, well, maybe this thing hasn't happened yet. And I always tell you guys, like, if it's happened, if it's happening, and sometimes history repeats itself. So that's how patterns can be easy to read, but at the same time, we have the ability to break patterns. All right, so I'm going to cut the deck and we're going to see what we got here. And you're very welcome, you guys. The Fool. Okay, interesting. The Fool is not a bad card in itself. Now, it is the number that goes with the Fool card is 0, okay? And so basically, the Fool, the energy of the Fool has to do with the age of Aquarius. I feel like some of you guys were dealing with somebody that was very foolish, or there could be somebody that is in the energy of the Fool. I think that somebody was trying to make you guys have a new beginning and in possibly the wrong direction. And now they're being told that, that you're getting to move forward, you know, uninhibited, unblocked, and it's got somebody that's feeling insecure about this. I'm also hearing that whatever you've been dreaming about, the energy of the Fool, like I said, it's not a bad card. It's not a bad energy, but it just depends on what cards are surrounding it, what it means. Because this is also, the Fool is somebody that, is going on a journey, basically, or starting their spiritual journey. You guys could be dealing with somebody that's just barely going through an awakening. Oh, thank you, you guys. A lot of you guys are coming to realize that you were put in certain people's lives so you could help them awaken to who they are spiritually. And that is a very big mission that a lot of people, when they are light workers, the whole part of being a light worker, it's not about being obsessed with working in the light. I know that's what it sounds like, but it's really being a light to other people, being a beacon of hope for others and for yourself, obviously. So light workers are people that, and welcome everybody coming into the chat. They are people that literally use their own light to activate others. So if you've ever heard, oh, well, my light just irritates their demons, that type of thing, that's usually an experience that light workers will go through while they're here on this planet, okay? A lot of them do. Not all of them, I'm sure, but a lot of them do. Some of you guys are meant to be healers. Some of you guys are meant to be teachers. Some of you guys are here to learn. So, Ashe, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of you guys are awakening to your own power, your own abilities, and you're standing in that power. A lot of you guys, the energy of the Fool, to me, is like you guys could have been dealing with somebody that had never heard the word no before from you. And all of a sudden you put up a boundary and this person's like really freaked out about that. Like, how can they just put up this boundary and keep me out? This is because somebody wants to know what your, yes, this is my real hair. It is all my hair, 100%. But yeah, somebody could be like really wigged out that you're still getting to move forward when they're not, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Somebody also wanted to know what you're dreaming about, not like when you're asleep, but more what you are aspiring to create. And I feel like this is because for some reason, I keep picking up that other people that they may be like completely in their south node, and the south node is just like the lower nature of mankind, stuck in the ego. They could be stuck in the matrix, not aware that they even have spiritual gifts. But I'm telling you this, these people have some type of ability or some type of I think everybody has clairsentience, like clear feeling, like gut intuition, because they can sense that something good is coming in for you. Yeah. And you're dealing with somebody who has made very poor choices in the past when it came to relationships and when it came to how they dealt with other people. I feel like the energy of ignorance is here with the Fool card and the Seven of Swords. This is somebody who is blind to their own self-destructive powers, or I would say patterns, actually. Because the Seven of Swords is like, this person has many choices confronting them, but only one answer is the correct answer. I do feel like you guys are dealing with somebody that in their mind, they tell themselves that they care about you and that they love you, but then in their hearts, they feel something different. Okay. And so that's why I feel like, they're ignorant, like and it's not just to the world, but they're ignorant to the way that they feel. Because there could be somebody that's like really harboring jealousy and they are just like acting like they adore you, okay, in public or to the public, right? Which is silly. I think that the world would just be a fine place if everybody was their authentic self, and if people didn't feel like they had to hide who they really were. But the problem with people that are stuck, I mean, the thing is that we all go through a time where we're not enlightened to who we are spiritually, that we don't know about our abilities, why we're here on this planet. Yes, strong desire to break generational curses. I love that, Red Elephant. And so everybody goes through a time where we're in our south node. We basically start out that way. And even though there's a lot of children coming in that are indigo and crystal children, magical children, psychic children, they still have a part of their lives where they are in this matrix trying to figure out how to live life, how to calculate numbers, how to interact with other people, and where they don't know that there is a higher power, you know. Even children that go to religious schools and stuff like that, they're given a doctrine. They're not given real life experience. And usually the children that do grow up with some type of doctrine, they'll end up having an experience, like a spiritual one or a supernatural one, however you want to look at that, because I think it's pretty much the same thing. But I'm getting that, whoever this person is, like, they know that they have an intuition. They just do not, they're in their south node, so they don't listen to their intuition. This person, I really feel like they want to follow you into the future because they know that you're headed somewhere great. Queen of Swords, and this is your guys' energy. So when we're doing the tarot, because we both hold, well, all of us humans hold both feminine and masculine energy, we just take the gender out of tarot, okay? But the Queen of Swords is somebody that is not afraid to cut people off. The Queen of Swords is somebody who has been hurt many times, okay? So you could be this person who has just been through it with people over and over again, and you're basically tired of the bullshit when it comes to other individuals, especially people that know what the right answer is. Like, they can intuitively sense that harboring jealousy or malice towards you is not a positive thing. The funny thing that I think about this energy is that this person, they expect you to want them around, okay? But then they envy you. And so that's not a good combination. I mean, that's basically when somebody envies you and they welcome in Rachel Martin, when they play in your face, like smile in your face, but they're like, secretly harboring bad emotions towards you, that energy gets picked up on. A lot of you guys, you're not actually being psychically attacked. You're picking up on other people's intentions, and it just doesn't feel good. This is why you cut somebody off. You basically cut cords with somebody. You cut them out of your life. You moved forward, you moved on, and this person is shocked because, maybe they have a little bit of narcissism going on, but I get that mostly they're very hubris and ignorant and arrogant. This person thinks that whatever their teachings they've been taught, this person's been taught wrong, okay? They think that that they have more authority than they actually do. And especially when it comes to your life, this person is not going to gain access to your journey, basically. And they want to tag along. It's like wanting to be a tag along, but this person has something else they're supposed to be doing. So the Queen of Swords is somebody that cuts people off. It's like, okay, the moment you give me a red flag, I'm just going to cut the cord. I'm going to cut that energy or person off. And this person, whoever they are, they have a very hard time dealing with rejection and with dealing with being cut off. Five of Pentacles, because this person is blaming you for their financial and physical situation. Okay, this person could be facing homelessness, poverty, lack. I mean, literally, you're dealing with somebody that does not make wise choices with their finances. Okay, and that's probably one of the most biggest ignorant things, is that they, it's okay to believe in name brands and to want nice things. But when you start putting the nice things before other people and before God and things like that, that's when the material world becomes, lack of self-boundaries. That's when the material world becomes a trap. It becomes a matrix. You become ensnared in it. When you care more about how things appear to other people than how they actually are, that's when you get tricked into buying into a system or believing in a system of mankind. And I'm just going to use the government as a general system, that when we keep putting all of our faith in the government to make the right decision, and we've made it as complicated as humanly possible for the government to agree on anything, It's like we're giving our power away to an external source, thinking that they're going to make the changes that we need when we need to go within ourselves and make the changes. You're dealing with somebody that is afraid of doing that. They don't want to look at their own character because, you know, they would have to hold themselves accountable or responsible for their past behavior. And a lot of this, you would be surprised, you guys, the amount of horrible things that are done because of jealousy and envy. Like when somebody, like you guys could be very attractive people. Somebody is just like feeling like they cannot keep up with you. And a lot of you guys are, you know, no, I don't put my faith in tarot cards. That's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Like seriously, no, I don't. What do you put your faith in? Death to the flesh. You have 87. You obviously don't believe in fucking anything. I put my faith in my higher self and my own spiritual connection. The cards are what the cards are. I don't need the cards to do readings, literally. I started out not using cards. I just used a piece of paper and would write everything down for the person before they came in. And then we would go over it. I'm doing the cards because the cards are a structure, you know. But no, do I have faith that the cards are going to, all the cards are going to do is give you a picture and reveal to you a little bit more about the situation. But yeah, don't be silly, okay? And don't come on here and think that you can judge me because you don't fucking know me like that. And you don't know my connection. So anyways, but yeah. No, I don't put my faith into cards. I put my faith into something I can actually fucking trust, like my spiritual insight and my gifts and the Most High and the angelic realm. I do put a lot of faith and trust into my spirit guides, my ancestors, the people that gave me the ability to have these gifts and stay alive, you know. So I put a lot of trust in my spiritual team. Yeah, I do trust and I do have faith in the divine. Much more, I have more faith in God than I do in, you know, humanity, okay? Even though I experience a lot of lovely people, you know, I still trust the Most High more. So anyways, no, I'm not doing free questions, but if you do have a question, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question and I'll pause the collective reading and then I will answer your question, okay? So, oh, I'm so sorry. YouTube keeps crashing. See if you can bring it back up. So anyways, this person is dealing with hardships. And this is something that I kind of predicted, you know, months and months ago, that there was going to be somebody in the middle of winter really needing shelter, really needing comfort, really like this person needs God. They need to awaken to the fact that they have a connection, that they can have a connection. I mean, everybody is connected to God all of the time. Do we realize that? Most people don't even realize it. But the truth is that God, everything in this world is the energy of God. It's all part of God's creation. So there is never a point where we are separated from source. Okay. And not only that, that love, joy, and peace that God is eternally flowing to us and through us. We just have to be able to tune our frequency so that we can match who we actually are, which is love, joy, and peace. So you're basically dealing with somebody that is and I want to say it's like they're going through a dark night of the soul. They don't know what they're here to do. This is why this person is having an identity crisis and they want to basically follow you because they don't know what they're here to do. A lot of people just, because of life circumstances, they'll take jobs and they'll go into careers and they'll go into colleges and all of these other things that are really doing things that are not meant for them, when what they need to be doing is a meditation. Like just reflecting. I mean, if you don't want to meditate, that's okay. Do a reflection to where you're just looking at whatever it is that you want to do and asking yourself like, okay, why is it that I want to do this? Why is it that I want to be here? Why is it that I want to wear this or do that? A lot of the times we're not asking ourselves enough questions. And this is why I really encourage you guys to get the truth of God in the description box, because you will develop a yes and no answering system. I do not make decisions in my life without using the yes and no answering system. Okay. I do not like, because first of all, I have food allergy issues. I could literally get very sick, and so before I eat something, I ask, should I eat this? Should I go to this restaurant? And the times that I have not asked are the times that bad shit happens. Okay. The universe will always try to warn you. For example, it was July 4th a couple years ago. I was with a friend and we were going to go get something to eat and then go watch the fireworks. Okay. We're about to walk into this Indian food restaurant, and this literal firework shoots me in the side of the head. Okay. Like right about there. And this is all the third eye area. So it was like, basically the universe was like, hey, wake up. There's something that you're not seeing. But did I realize it then? No, I didn't realize it then, because I wasn't being aware of it. So when I went to the restaurant, we even asked them, is there peanut oil in this shit? And they're like, no. And they bring the dish out, and what happens? An allergy to peanut oil. Oh yeah, we used peanut oil. If I had, first of all, noticed the fact that I got shot in the fucking head with a firework trying to walk into the place, that was a bad sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you guys have bracelets that explode, when you have crystals that break, when you have car accidents, that's when you need to be asking yourself, like, where was I going? What was I doing? And who was I around? And what was this caused by? So the universe will always give you signs. You have to be wise enough to listen and watch the signs. And this is why the yes and no answering system is so important. When it comes to reading cards, I do ask a lot of questions, especially when it gets to the specific details of things. I'll be asking certain questions and I have to have that immediate response. I can't go say a fucking prayer about it and wait for the universe to give me a sign. I have to have an actual answering system, similar to using a pendulum or doing muscle testing. Okay. So this is why I encourage you guys to literally tap into your own intuition, develop that yes and no answering system. Before you go on a date with somebody, ask yourself, like, literally, I would not even waste no time dating people that just look good or whatever, or their Tinder profile or whatever just sounds good. Like, I would literally go through the people and ask yes or no. I mean, you can ask yes or no. And then I also ask compatibility of, like, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, where it falls in there. And then I can ask more questions about that compatibility and why it's in the place that it's at. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's how through the Truth of God book, that's how I've developed my yes and no answering system. And it's very, very foolproof. The book is easy for anybody to read. Okay. A 5th grader could read it. So if English is your second language, you could read this book and you'll understand it. It may not be for everybody. It's for the people that really want to spiritually progress and access that God consciousness state. Not everybody will want to achieve great heights. I'm just going to be honest. Not everybody has goals for the future. Not everybody wants to be the best version of themselves. But for the people that do want to be the best version of themselves, that book has saved my life many, many times. That is why I will talk till I'm blue in the face about it. And when I have the book around me, I don't have it with me right now, I will pick up, and I get to a part where I need to explain shit, I will read out of that book. So anyways, but yeah. When it comes to using your abilities, you guys are becoming more sharp. Things are becoming much more clear. When it comes to where you're headed, that's also becoming clear. I feel like, this person that we're talking about that's being pushed out into the cold or whatever, they could be having health problems as well. They feel slighted because they don't know where you're headed, but they just know that it's somewhere great. And they also know that they can't hold on to the old version of themselves and go with you into the future, because you guys are transforming, you're ascending, you're going through rebirths. Just like every portal that goes by, 1-1 portal, 2-2 portal, all of these math and numbers have a frequency, they have an interpretation. And when you understand the life path that you're on, you can understand more about the journey that you're here and why you're here. Basically, people believe, well, some people believe that their divine life mission is to serve, whatever religion, selling shit door to door or recruiting people or whatever. And everybody's journey is going to look different. Okay. Some of us are meant to be parents. Some of us aren't. Some of us are meant to be teachers. Some of us aren't. So this is why knowing where you're at in your journey and knowing where you're supposed to be. And when I say supposed to be, I'm just saying, like, if you were to look at your greatest potential, not everybody is going to want to reach for the stars, but for those of you that do, get those books, because literally they will help you attain God consciousness, which I don't know if there's anything else that can shift your actual awareness from your human awareness, ego self, to the awareness of God, to where you can see everything through the eyes of unconditional love, joy, and peace, So anyways, I feel like a lot of you guys are dealing with somebody that just, they want to have a great story to tell other people. Okay. This person could feel like super distressed that they were not invited to an event. I don't know which one of you that is about, but maybe you guys and Happy New Year to all of you. But maybe some of you guys did not invite somebody. Okay. It could be something as petty as that. It's really got somebody just, they feel very distraught, like super worried about y'all. I think that's crazy. Again, I'm somebody that is fairly self-aware. I grew up not really having friends, not really having that. I mean, I had a few friends, but I wasn't the popular person. And so when I came out as a psychic, I mean, I've always had these abilities, but when I started using them in 2012 and went through my massive awakening and was like, okay, I want to do a spiritual career, I started using my abilities, and then I became more aware of how the universe and the universal laws work. And then since then, I have refined my life and retuned it in a positive direction. And so that's basically using your gifts and abilities to help yourself and to help other people, but first helping yourself, because your spiritual gifts operate to keep you safe and to keep you alive. That's why a lot of you that are gifted, that's why it's called a gift. It's a gift that, everybody has clairsentience. We can all tap into that, that gut feeling, but do people actually listen to it? This is why before going out on dates with people, before going out to party, before going to certain places, certain events, asking yourself, should I be going here? Okay. So people would save themselves so much trouble if they would just do that. But people are not really checking in. I mean, a lot of you guys are learning about this, about everything we're talking about how to use your intuition, how to tap in, how to check in with source. 3 of Wands. This is what I'm talking about. You're here waiting for your ships to come in. You've already put something into motion. You could be bringing a long process into fruition, like a project, a new business. For some of you, you guys could be having a baby. Whatever this creation is and this dream and vision that you have, continue to work towards it, because literally your dreams are going to come true. But you have to just stay on the course that you're on. You have to keep moving forward. Don't stop because somebody wants you to wait for them. You could No, keep living your life. I never tell people to sit around and wait for nobody else. Okay. Stop waiting for that man or woman to leave their relationship. Stop waiting for that job position to open up. Stop waiting. Start taking more actions, and actions in a positive way, by going within, basically. Because all of the answers that we need, we don't fucking need Google. We need to just go within. If we went within on every subject, we would find the answers to everything that we are asking a question about. Okay. So that's why I say go within, because to be honest, we are creating our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. It's through our ability to have the free will to choose our thoughts and our beliefs that manifests our reality. And so when we can go within and we resolve a thought or a belief, the future will change. This is why I was reading cards at the Crystal Ray for a long time, reading for people. And before I even used cards, I was just using my abilities. But like, I did that for a long time. And then when I started realizing how everything works, how you can clear and get rid of thoughts and beliefs, and then I saw the future actually shift, that's when I was like, okay, this is actually extremely powerful. But will all people want to take accountability of the portion of their reality? Because people are like, I didn't create that domestic violence. I didn't create that DUI. I didn't create, they're always thinking that it's the answer to their problems is something on the outside of them, and it never it is. This is why when people go to resorting to witchcraft and I'm not talking about like healing with herbs or praying with a candle or shit like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like ganging up with other people to do spells and stuff. When they resort to doing that, they're basically they're trying to manifest something on the outside of them without going within and resolving what's creating the situation on the outside, which is whatever's going on inside somebody. So that's why I feel like, even witchcraft is just a band-aid. Okay. And so you'll never get to the core root of the issue if you think that it's somebody else's fault, why something occurred. I think I've heard people say like, oh, well, yeah, actually my ex said, oh, it takes two people to ruin a marriage and shit like that. And yeah, it usually does. It's mistakes on both parts, but all you can be responsible is your portion of it. You can't be responsible for what other people think and believe. And when it comes to this jealousy crap, this is not even your fault. Okay. You triggering somebody else to heal, that's not your fault. It's not like you're like dancing in front of this person, acting like you're better than them or anything like that. That's not what we're here to do. I'm not a perfect person. I don't claim to be perfect, and I don't claim that I've ever been perfect. I just have a little something else in my DNA that's extraterrestrial. 9 of Swords. And a lot of you guys do have that connection. You've got somebody that cannot get this person. One reason why they're in the 5 of Pentacles, losing their shit, literally losing their shit mentally, but also losing their physical items, their cars, their houses, whatever. And they're in their bed. Okay. In the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Swords is grief and sadness over something that somebody's done. You were dealing with somebody that was trying to put you in the energy of homelessness. They did not want to see you. And I feel like this person just didn't want to see you have all of your dreams fulfilled. And this is another reason that God's going to prepare a table before you, for you, in the presence of your enemies. These people are going to be forced to watch you succeed, And I do feel that a lot of you guys could be thinking, oh, well, my dream to become a singer or an artist or a writer, it's just a dream. What do you think dreams are, though? Like, dreams are downloads, okay? Just like our mind is a computer system, we receive downloads in the dream state when we're not awake. But when you can retain those dreams, when you have these inspirations, they are coming from something, right? And that's our higher selves. It's God. It's spirit wanting us to move in a new direction, basically. So what I'm getting is whatever this is that you guys are working on, continue to work on it. Don't let anybody that especially this person that's upset with you because you didn't invite them somewhere, you didn't include them, or you didn't stick your neck out for this person. This person wants you to stick your fucking neck out so you could get your head cut off. That's literally the energy that they're in. Okay. 8 of Wands. Again, the one reason that they're in the 9 of Swords grieving and depression is because they do stupid shit at the crossroads. The crossroads is where demons hang out at. Okay. And I'm sure that this person does not know that because, like I said, they're ignorant. This person's ignorant to the way that the universe works, and they're also ignorant to the law of attraction. They keep putting out the same negative frequency, thinking that the universe is going to answer some type of miracle. And no, the universe, all it can do is match the frequency that you put out. So if you put out the lack of this, the lack of that, then the universe is going to give you more experiences. So you experience the lack of that. Okay. The universe doesn't understand, I want this and I don't want that. It only understands vibration. And so manifesting, we can manifest through affirmations. We can manifest through our thoughts and our beliefs. But if we're affirming that we are love and light, okay, and we have 25,000 thoughts in the subconscious that are counteractive to what we're affirming, then that's like trying to take a step forward and taking 2 steps backwards. This is why using the mind technique is so important, to get rid of those beliefs so that your affirmations and your mental space, your actual creation, can align with what you're wanting to manifest. I feel like you guys have answered a call. You know, this is the thing. When God calls, who answers? Sometimes, you know, like this person was called to do something, but they did not answer the call. They wanted to answer your phone instead of their own. Does that make sense? So when God's calling you, you answered. Basically, your higher self awakened you to the truth of what I'm talking about. King of Swords. This person could have been thrown out of a home. I literally am getting that there could have been like an eviction. Okay. This is all because of some type of spell that backfired. Somebody really, really thought that they were going to fulfill the purpose that God had for you. And they just thought that, well, that looks easy. You know, a lot of the times you guys who are actually talented and called to do something, what you do, you make it look easy. So other people think that they can do it. And it's just like reading cards. People don't understand the spiritual fucking warfare that comes with this shit. How not only having to deal with human bullies, but dealing with the demonic bullshit that these people are possessed with. This is why this type of work is not for everybody. And same thing with what you do, what you guys are wanting to do. You know, you have a natural talent and ability, and it's pissing somebody off. Knight of Cups. I do feel like whoever this person is, they're getting really, I just heard cheeky. I don't know what cheeky means, but they're getting really bullshit ass love offers. Okay. This person is dating too many people. And so let me just ask another question. Like, why is it important that, why is this person even coming up in their reading? I guess it's because you need to know that by you walking away from a person, place, or thing that didn't serve you, it's basically propelled you into you getting your dreams realized and fulfilled. And it's moving you that much closer to your goals and accomplishing them. Okay. This person from the past, they're stuck in some type of really weird dating cycle. And it's a very, like, and I'm not a judgmental person. Please do not think that. I don't judge people by the color of their skin or any other stuff. Okay. There are certain things that I don't like pedophilia and things like that make me very uncomfortable, but I am not it's not my job to judge people. This person, I'm just going to be honest with the energy of what they're putting out. They're in a very promiscuous dating cycle. That's why I was talking about the Tinder thing. People need to be asking questions instead of just looking at what somebody has put on the internet and then going off of that. Okay. This person, so whoever this is, they want you stuck in this same type of dating cycle where they're in relationships with people who are a Knight of Cups, who will come in and love bomb you and then leave whenever they get ready, and then come back in 3 weeks later, dick you down really good. Okay. Lick you up really good, whatever it is. And then they leave. This is a very fleeting energy. And also the Knight of Cups energy is somebody wanting to be saved. We are the only ones that can save ourselves, okay? Point blank, period. Waiting to be rescued, people will be waiting forever for Jesus to come back or whatever, to be rescued, when they could just get off their fucking ass and literally do the work themselves and rescue themselves. So this is why I don't feel bad for this person, even though they don't have a place to stay right now. I don't feel bad for them because, you know, they didn't make any responsible choices with their money. Six of Pentacles. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They were not responsible with their finances. This person wanted to be the one that lended you money, that controlled your finances, and that ate and lived off of you. That's how this person looked at you. Like literally as a meal ticket or or being able to get, it's almost like when, you know, getting into clubs is really hard or whatever. I mean, I don't really go clubbing, but this is just what I've heard. So you go to the front of the line and you say, oh, I'm with so-and-so. And then they're supposed to like know who that person is to let that person in. This person goes around saying that even though you don't talk to them anymore, they still are telling people that y'all interact and y'all talk. And it's like the club owner going like, well, I don't know who that person is. So no, you can't come in. This person, whoever they are, they want to benefit off of the work that you guys are creating. Okay. And they want to be a part of it. This person feels left out. And they are being left out in the cold. Point blank, period. Four of Swords. There was a secret battle behind the scenes going on with this person. If you were experiencing spiritual warfare, psychic attacks, you know, like anxiety. And again, I'm not a doctor. If you're experiencing any of those things, please start to pray, create a spiritual connection, get the truth of God, read that book. It will completely shift your awareness and shift you out of that energy. But if you're experiencing these things, talk to a doctor. Don't just go through life thinking that, because none of us are an island, okay? And it's okay to not be okay as long as we're not doing it by ourselves. So I feel like, you know, whoever this person from the past is, their mental health is not great. You know, they're having a major, this is why I feel like you've been used to awaken them. They're having a major awakening. Yeah. And you guys are remaining a Queen of Pentacles. You are somebody that's very down to earth, very nurturing. You guys could be sensitive to political issues. You guys could be sensitive in humanitarianism, or you guys could just be willing to give back to the community. Okay. Somebody sees this empathic, sympathetic, loving, caring, nurturing parts of, yes, I'm reading the collective energy, but Elijah, if you have a personal question, you can send me a $20 super chat and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. So basically the energy of the Queen of Pentacles is somebody that's organized. They've got their shit together. You have had to work really hard so that you could remain in this energy. And had you not done the previous work, AKA shadow work. Okay. The issue that I have with Christianity is that it's not about self-accountability. It's always throw everything on Jesus. Jesus save us. Jesus this. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I exercise this in the name of Jesus. Okay. When Jesus was not praying to no other fucking person other than the Most High and having a personal relationship with the Father, which is, you know, the Most High. I don't think God is a female or a male. It's something beyond what we can perceive. And so, but it is all encompassing positivity. And so what I'm getting is that where people get things confused is they confuse the universe and the effects of universal law with God's punishment, when usually there is no such thing as God's punishment. We cause our own suffering with, why are you asking me if I'm homeless? What the fuck are you talking about? Literally. I am not homeless. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but this is somebody else that's homeless. I don't know why you keep asking that. So anyways, do you want me to be homeless? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So anyways, I don't really talk about my personal stuff unless there's a lesson in it that's relevant to everybody else. And even then, only if it's something that you guys can learn from. So the energy of the Four of Swords is a funeral. This person is going through an ending. It's not like their life is ending, but they feel like their life is over. This person feels like they have lost something that they cannot gain again. And it's possibly true. They did lose somebody that was a real person. You know, when you guys have friends that are like talking bad about other people and those people are not there to defend themselves, you have to know that when you walk out of that room, those people will start talking about you. That's not a good look. Okay. It's not a good energy. Gossip and slander manifests in the universe like black magic, because it's people using their words to try to create some shit, or to try to create the illusion of something that is not actually happening. This is why, you know, it's just low vibrational behavior, basically. It's not saying that these people that gossip and slander are the devil. I don't believe in that type of thing. I just feel like it's a negative behavior. This person is stuck in their negative behavior and their patterns, basically. This is what just flew out in the reverse. The Six of Wands. So what I'm getting, because the Six of Wands in the upright is all about reward, success, fame, public recognition, being honored, that type of thing. Getting awards like the Grammy, I forget, there's another award that scientists get. Being rewarded, right, for hard work. The Six of Wands in the reverse is showing me that this person, the reason that they're having such a failure right now is because they wanted to be recognized like you are recognized. They wanted to be acknowledged in the spirit and in the physical world in the way that you are recognized. This person was planning some type of secret attack, or they already attempted to do this. This is not a physical attack on you guys. This is sending psychic warfare, spiritual warfare. You know, which at this point, with all of the stuff you guys have been through, having to cut off people, places, and things that don't mean you any good, literally, like, you guys are at a state where you're like, I've been through the warfare. I've had to cut things out of my life to save myself, basically. You're at that point where you're like, what do I need to do to enrich my life? But at the same of the time, what do I need to stop doing so that I'm not hindering my life anymore? This person, whoever they are, they're upset because you are about to come into complete rewards, being rewarded, God acknowledged, and it's really your higher self. You having a connection that is so strong, nobody can turn off your light. No, only you can dim your own light, but don't ever do that. There's no reason to. Other people, even if your light irritates their demons, let their demons be irritated. Then their demons will get up out their body and fucking go do something else, you know? I mean, that's the hope, anyways, that you can be a beacon of light to these people. You know, somebody wants you to fail and they are trying to undermine your efforts. This could be in the workplace, and this could also be in a relationship, okay? So I'm getting two different situations. So some of you guys, it'll be a workplace thing where somebody's trying to undermine your efforts or make you look like you're not as important as you are, or make you seem discredited or trying to discredit you. I'm also getting that because this other person wants to take credit for your success, they're being shown by the universe that they're not going to be rewarded because their dreams are not even their own dreams. This person's only wanting to do what you do and be where you're at because you make it look good. Had you not been in the position that you're in naturally, this person would have never felt like this, okay? So they don't want you to be, you know, this person's also extremely prideful, and I feel like pride is the deadliest sin out of all of them, even though lust seems like it would be very deadly. Gluttony seems like it's deadly. You know, all of them. Like, basically, pride will get you killed the fucking fastest, okay? And this person doesn't know when to just let it go. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, this person also will not ever give you the acknowledgement that you deserve. They will not ever thank you for your time and your work and for your efforts. Okay. You're dealing with somebody that's an ingrate. They're ungrateful. They don't understand how to be appreciative of other people when they have people around. And to be point blank honest, this person, if had they seen your true door to value, had you seen your true door to value, you would have cut this person off even sooner. But had this person seen your true door to value, they would have tried to milk you and ensnare you and milk you for everything that they could get. So this is why God didn't reveal your true self to you until this person was out of the picture. Now they're seeing you have an ascension, glow up, and they're seeing you in a positive vibration without all of these problems that were basically attached to this person, even though you were experiencing them like they were your problems. This person is stuck with all of those issues, and they're pissed off because you guys are coming into some type of fame, you know, being publicly noticed and appreciated for your hard work, and it's got this person pissed off. So they want to attack you in your life. But where this person got things really twisted up in their mind was thinking that you were going to be the person to just over nurture them and lay down and die. Like, just let this person walk all over you, steal your shit, piss on your shoes, whatever nonsense. And because you cut this person off, they're like, wait, well, without an open door to the collective, I can't do this fucking witchcraft. I can't do this attempt to steal their job. I can't do this move I was going to do to take their boyfriend or their girlfriend. And so this person is pissed off because they see you get over here getting your dreams fulfilled and your wishes fulfilled. And they're like, well, where is my wish? Where's my, and it's like, if this person would just mind their fucking business and stop trying to live your life for you, they would have a reward waiting for them. But because they want to secretly attack you in the night, this person doesn't sleep. This is why they have a hard time going to work. They also take a lot of substances. They have a hard time going to work, and they party a lot, and they're sleeping with a lot of different people. You know, they've got themselves into a cycle that's very destructive that will destroy them. You know, so it's not even like you did anything to destroy this person's future. They did this shit to themselves by aligning themselves with fucking enemies. And this person is so unaware. That's why the Fool was the first card. They're so unaware that they're sleeping with the enemy. This person has no idea that it's the majority of the things that they experience that are negative are because of who they sexually connect with. Okay. And I know that sounds weird, but you can absolutely, and you know, that's why it's called one flesh. When you unite with somebody sexually, you become one flesh. When you unite with somebody, you could experience their generational curses and stuff like that. This person is not going to ever be a generational curse breaker. Good. Blessing them. This is why you pray for your enemy. You pray for them to find God, to have an enlightenment, to have an awakening, to realize that we're all one so that they stop attacking you. Because this person has been relentless, smiling in your face, trying to get close enough to you so that they could stop you and block you. And now that you've cut them out of your life, this person can't do any of that. You're coming out and showing up as the high priestess, somebody that has an intuitive gift, that has abilities, that listens to their intuition. This is why you're not in a situation to where you can't support yourself. These gifts that God has given you that you cannot go buy, you cannot go purchase a psychic ability. You cannot go, I mean, you can do magic, but there's always the chance that the shit could backfire. And there's always a chance that it could not work correctly, you know? And so you just, you know, when you do, if you're going to do magic, just do it on yourself. Don't do it on anybody else. Fucking with other people's free will is not cool. It's always going to backfire, and trying to force punishments onto people. No, don't even waste your time. Okay. You could try to hex and curse somebody and curse your whole self and your whole future just by that. Cause you don't know all of the time, unless you're really tapped in, how the karmic scales are going to be balanced. Okay. If this person is getting you back from something that happened 3 lifetimes ago, and you don't know about that initial incident, then you could be trying to get revenge on some shit that doesn't need any revenge. Why would you even seek revenge? Usually people losing you guys in their life, that's the biggest revenge. Fuck having the money. Beyonce says, oh, the best revenge is your paper. No, it's not. The best revenge is not having to fuck with that person ever again. okay? And them losing the true gift of a real human being that was good for them, that was better for them than all the other people around them. That's the best revenge. And even then, people that want to get revenge and feel like that's necessary, those are people that are powerless to their own emotions. Because I will tell you that revenge is not going to change the outcome of a situation, and it's not going to make you feel better. To me, I want everybody to be happy, healthy, and whole. I don't want anybody to be fucked up. Even the people that have done me the worst in life, I still want them to move on and continue with their journey. So you have to understand that the people that want revenge, that do these type of vengeful things, those are people that are unhealed, okay? And you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Page of Swords, literally. This person was spying on you through the internet is what I get. But yeah, they have been watching to see. It's just like whoever the fuck was asking me if I'm homeless. These people are so fucking weird. They will go do a spell like on some random ass person too sometimes, whoever triggers them. And then they'll come on here and they'll ask questions like, oh, did it work yet? Did it work yet? Dude, the shit is not ever going to work, okay? And I don't care how many people gang up together to do something to you, it's not going to work because you are the high priestess. They are not. You can see what's coming. It's funny to me that these people don't look into their own future to see what's coming for them. Had they done that, they would avoid lots of losses and tragedies. Well, it would cause them having to make different choices, actually. But this Page of Swords energy is somebody who keeps trying to attack you, and then they're trying to see if their witchcraft stuck, or if it took hold, or if it worked. No, it didn't. Knight of Wands. Okay? So just be aware that there's somebody that's extremely sexual. This person, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Swords. We'll see if the Hierophant comes out, if this is a group of Masons or whatever this is. We'll see what comes out. But to me, this is already looking like some type of weird coven, okay, or cult. And some of you guys are dealing with people that are straight up in secret societies, or they're in religions that function as a cult. And they're like, join our group. And when you say no to that, they feel really upset. Or if you started a group, let's say that you get together with friends, or you started a coven, or you started a group of something. And this person's like, well, why wasn't I invited? It's like, it's obvious why this person's not invited. Not to them, because they won't look at themselves. But yeah, the Emperor. This is just showing me that you guys have had to step into your masculine energy and ignore the fact that the person on this card looks old. I'm not saying that you guys are old. You guys are old souls. But as far as I'm concerned, what it looks like here is that you guys have mastered something about your own emotions. You've also mastered something about your ability to have a relationship with the Most High God and with the spiritual realm. You guys could be seeing 222. You guys could be seeing 2222. You guys could be seeing 1111, 444. All of these numbers are showing you that you're in the energy 333 of mastery. Okay. And so there are going to be, like, don't think that everybody is messed up, though. There are going to be certain people that just don't want to see you succeed because they're not succeeding. Okay. There are going to be certain people that don't want to see you have money because they don't have it. And just in general, expect to experience some type of turbulence when you're doing the right thing. There will be people that want to oppose it. Just look at Jesus. Look at Jesus. Look at Charlie Kirk. Look at any fucking person who has stood up for anything. Okay. And you can see that there are people that get pissed off about it. So the fact that you're wanting to just move forward in peace with your life, it's got somebody feeling really insecure. 4 of Wands, because they know that you have completed a cycle, you've closed something out, you have completed a project, or you're beginning a new business venture, a new idea, or something that is going to skyrocket into complete success, and you're getting rewards for your hard work. Something was completed. Creative goals and projects are finished. Ideas are plentiful. This person thought that they had taken something from you, and they're finding out just, recently that they didn't take anything from you. And if anything was able to be taken from you, the shit was not yours, or it was not meant to be for you. Okay. Whether that's a person, a job, Sometimes it takes, because we don't listen to what the universe is trying to tell us with signs, like through nature and stuff, and angel numbers and whispers and dreams and downloads and intuition. Sometimes the universe will send another person to take our place, to push us out of wherever we're staying stagnant at, so that we go in a new direction. Okay. That's the only reason anything that we perceive to be negative exists, is to push us back towards the other end of the polarity, which is positivity. And, you know, you guys doing the shadow work and knowing that you've had lifetimes being a great person and or a great being, I should say, because a lot of you guys have been extraterrestrials. A lot of you guys have been saints. A lot of you guys have been on both sides of the spectrum, doing things that are dark and things that are light. And so you just have to understand that part of your shadow is accepting those parts of yourself that you feel are imperfect, and loving that unconditionally, and being like, it's okay. It's okay to not, you know, I mean, when you love your shadow and you integrate that part of yourself, you learn how to manage and control things, basically, when it comes to your thoughts and your emotions, and you become more self-aware. But if you want to look out through the eyes of the Most High and see how God views things and see the bigger picture, you got to start asking questions. 7 of Cups, or you'll be stuck in illusion. See this person, as I'm talking about shadow work, see this person stuck in their shadow. This person you're dealing with is somebody that cannot balance their dark side. They're drinking from all of these cups of illusion, and they don't know what's going on. This person is actually confused. They're like, wait, I thought that I did the spell on them. No, sweetie. If whoever was sitting around channeling the evil eye, I don't know why they're confused as why they're being affected by the evil eye. They were the ones channeling it. These people think that they can just call on whatever deity or force of nature, and they believe that they have the favor, not realizing that the spiritual realm is much more aware than we can even perceive. Okay. The spiritual realm knows who you are, knows who I am, and there is no confusion. It's only in this physical world that there is confusion. And I don't feel like you guys are confused. I feel like you guys are on the right path, or you're getting on the right path. This person was confused. Knight of Swords, you know, they're very aggressive. This person could have been, you know, contacting people to come after you. That's going to be for some of you. I'm getting somebody tried to contact like the FBI and say, or the CIA or some shit, and say that you were a threat to whatever system. Okay. I'm sorry. If you're a truth teller and you speak the truth, and your truth threatens other people's insecurities, okay, that's on them. Don't stop being yourself because somebody is uncomfortable. But yeah, this person really, really, really wanted you to be persecuted. And the fact that they're being persecuted and hunted down, and they're being basically judged by a bunch of people here, okay? They feel like it's unfair. And I don't think that it's unfair. I think that it's just what goes around comes around. And since you're not around this person anymore, you're not there to absorb their karma. You're not there to put your neck out and get your fucking head cut off. You're not there to shield them from their own bullshit, and they're upset. King of Pentacles. You're dealing with somebody that just feels like they can, whenever they get ready, they're just going to make another deal with some type of person. Okay. And you can't sell your own soul, let alone sell somebody else's. I know that that whatever people communicate with that they think is the devil or whatever dark shit, I know what it says. I know it says that it can do all this impossible ass shit, but y'all have to just remember that it's not possible. It's not possible for this person to make a deal, even if they made a deal with a judge, made a deal with a contractor, made a deal. I'm getting that this person was trying to copy something that you've already created and play it off in the courts like it's theirs. All of this dumb shit is not going to go through. It's not going to work. This person was like literally already making plans with the King of Pentacles to mass produce something that you have created yourself. Okay. So this is why you need to be careful who you share your ideas and dreams with. Yeah, Judgment. This person is experiencing a lot of judgment. And not only that, whoever this King of Pentacles is has found out that they're not the original creator of whatever this body of work is or whatever this idea is. And so they're backing out of whatever contracts they have created for this person. And so now this person is not able to use you and they're pissed off, like I was saying. And they feel like they're being judged unfairly because in their mind, they felt like it was okay to pretend to be you. The Hermit. And the reason that you have succeeded, you've gone within, you found that inner light, and you found your way out of the dark night of the soul that this person kept trying to put you in. Again, there was a time when you didn't know who you were spiritually and didn't know why you were here and you were confused, but that time is gone. Okay. You have been isolated for some time now. A lot of you guys cut people, places, and things off that don't serve you and to isolate yourself for a purpose because you needed to. You needed to spend some time with yourself so you could learn to love yourself and to learn to be alone if needed be, right? And be okay with that. So the Hermit is not a bad card. And it's not, I know when people talk about hermits, they basically classify them, like Doctor Strange is a hermit. I'm just using fifth dimensional beings that I know are hermit-like. Doctor Strange is a hermit, okay? The being that it functions as that person in the fifth dimensional, not the actor, I'm talking about the actual being, is a hermit, okay? They're not a social person. There are a lot of people that are hermits that don't socialize all of the time, and those people are wiser for it. They're not, the people that are hermits are not going to follow a crowd of idiots, like a crowd of lemmings off a cliff. And I know the lemming thing, lemmings don't really do that. I don't know where that came from, but you know, verbatim, it's just like your mom saying, well, if they jumped off a bridge, would you jump off it too? You know, going within, welcome, Lendon, going within, you know, you didn't sign the contract exactly. And this person is pissed off because you didn't want to basically conspire with them, work with them. And you did not want to sign whatever bullshit this is that would make you eternally indebted to sharing the rewards, the success, and the fame that you're going to get from you being 100% the sole creator of something. This person literally wanted to be included and you chose not to include them. And it was for a good reason because this person has nothing to offer you other than to drain your energy out. And they feel like you have harshly judged them or unfairly judged them, and that's not actually true. You just did not go into whatever this bullshit agreement is. And this person's now in the tower and they're up under judgment and they're feeling the heat of the fire. This person, just like that saying, you know, if you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. If you cannot handle it being hot where food is cooked, get out of the kitchen. This person cannot handle being in the tower. They're experiencing natural disaster, tragedy after tragedy, and they feel like it's because they can't like latch themselves onto you. They can't live off of you. This is why you just need to be very careful who you socialize with, not to be paranoid, but be aware, okay? If this person doesn't have their, like, be around people that are successful. Stop hanging around people. And I think this is what I know you've done. You've stopped hanging around people that are, I don't want to say good for nothing, but they're fucking broke. They don't have their shit together. They're careless with their choices, with their words, with their actions. You've stopped being around low vibrational people basically by cutting them off and stopping their access to you, because some people can only do to you what you give them access to do to you. Okay. A lot of this like magic stuff has to do with you keeping an open door with somebody. This is why you cutting this person off ended everything that they had planned. And now they want to blame you. Well, first of all, this person was trying to play games with you like they were the inventor of something. This person was not even around when whatever this idea is that or dream that you have was created. Where the fuck was this person? This person was out drinking and sleeping with people. That's what they do. They're on a repetitive cycle to where they can't get out from the being ensnared with their own devil energy. You dreamed of meeting a tall black figure last night. Interesting. That could be, a sign about this King of Pentacles. See, this person thought that they were going to sacrifice you, hang you by this tree, literally sacrifice you and throw you under the bus whenever they got fucking ready. That's what they thought that they were going to do. But since you have not kept an open door with them, they cannot energetically, spiritually, or physically sacrifice you. And this could be a failed attempt at a blood sacrifice. It could be that. I mean, this world is a strange place, but I will tell you that whatever this Piscean let's sacrifice the collective because their chosen idea, this was a horrible fucking idea. There is something in the Bible that says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You came here to inspire the masses to do better. This person, they don't have any type of intention within them to do any better themselves or to inspire anybody else. They are using other people as a stepping stone to get to where they want to be. And if you look like you have something that they want, they will do everything in their power to destroy you so that they can attain what you want. But the reason that this person will never get their greedy little fucking hands on the things that are meant for you is because this person is not supposed to be a leader. This person would lead everybody to hell real quick. They would lead people right into purgatory, right into stagnation, right into making the wrong choices. This is why this person, they don't even follow their own intuitive guidance. How could they guide the masses? This is why this person thinks that they're so much more important than they actually are. And they believe that you're less important because you have a pure heart. When it push comes to shove, when push comes to shove, this person's heart will be weighed. And if it is got envy and jealousy and heaviness in it, they're not going with you wherever you're going. Your heart's already been weighed and you've passed the test. You didn't have a bad intention from the beginning. And another thing that I see is that you guys are not going around intentionally screwing people over and trying to use people and trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip. Literally, you know that saying, like trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip? That's like literally trying to milk somebody for their nutrients. Just think about that word, milking them. That is taking nutrients from somebody. It's purely vampiric. The sun. And if they're a vampire and you're the sun, what does that mean? First of all, the sun card means that you have healed a pattern within your inner child that was unhealed. It also means that you're more mentally aware, you're more mentally alert, and you are healed. Okay, awesome. Thank you for that donation. Will Marlon leave the third party for you before the 15th of January? Okay, so we're going to pick the cards up. I actually do have a time deck. We're going to use that as well. Okay, right off the bat, no, I get that there is something going on in this situation. I don't know if this person promised you that they would leave this third party, but it feels like there is some type of karmic attachment. Yeah, it feels like, well, let me just ask it. So what I'm picking up on, is this some type of spell work or is this just karma? Because the way it's showing up to me, I'm seeing like something that's attached, like a cord between these two karmic people. So I have another psychic that I work with, and so our gifts and abilities work the same, and so we see the same thing. So I'm just making sure, because I want to find out if there's spell work involved.
Have they had sexual relations with them? Because I'm feeling something in the root chakra.
Yes,
a cord.
it is like a cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah, so whoever this person is, they're still with the karmic energy. But I don't feel them going anywhere. And it feels like some type of, yeah, cord.
well, because it's from the root chakra, there's a safety issue of not feeling safe.
Okay.
But if it's a cord down here, it's usually a
sexual cord
that needs to be disconnected.
Okay, so it does feel like there is some type of sexual cord between these people, because when I look at their compatibility, like there is not one. Compatibility is the worst that you can get. Okay, so it's not like these people have a good relationship. It feels more like something about it's about being inconvenienced or convenience. But I'm also hearing that okay, there's something within you that's drawn this situation in that needs to be released. Happy New Year, you guys. That needs to be released. And it has to do with not feeling like good enough or worthy. It's a self-worth issue. So I'm feeling what's going on with you is in the solar plexus. What's going on with this other person that you want to be with that's promised to, because your compatibility with this person is higher, but it's not, it's like a 3 out of 10, which means that's higher than a 1, where the person that they're connected to sexually right now, they have a 1 compatibility, which is very, very low. That's as low as you can go. But you know, it's just showing me that there's going to be some obstacles with this relationship, especially if this person feels like I feel like there's an issue with the person that you want to be with, the way that they feel about things, and then there's an issue with the way that you're feeling about it. Okay, so yeah, so to answer your guys' questions about how y'all clear karma and stuff, well, okay, so with Marlon's energy, there's something going on in the root chakra, and that needs to be resolved because whoever that person is, they don't feel safe. They don't feel safe in their career, and they don't feel safe in their relationships. So that you guys were together for 10 years, then he cheated on you with a third party. Yeah, and it feels like this third party, I mean, I don't know exactly how the cords get formed, but I felt like there was some type of manipulation. The Lovers. The first, I just shuffled the cards for like 3 or 4 minutes. The Lovers just came out. So this is definitely talking about this situation. You know, I don't see this person making any type of permanent change until they get disconnected from the karmic that they're with. Unfortunately, this person allowed a karmic energy to come in and tempt them into making a bad choice. And they made a bad choice a long time ago. And now they're kind of corded to this person. And that needs to be whatever's going on within you that pulled in this situation, and whether it's feeling not enough or whether it's feeling even unsafe in a relationship, that needs to be healed. Okay. But what I do feel is that the way that Marlon still feels about you is authentic. It's not like this person's lying. All right. But they're like, it's like they're being drained by this other person. It would be interesting to find out if the person that they're with is a witch or not, because I do feel like there is some type of like binding. Some type of binding has been done. And I don't know how you do bindings. All I can pick up is that this person has tried to bind themselves to him, or tried to bind their energy to whoever that person is. The Emperor. Because they see this person as a boss. The Emperor is somebody that has their basically, they have their shit together. They're living in the upright. The Emperor is somebody that's the Emperor and the Empress are the highest cards in the deck. You do believe that she is a witch and she does spell work. Okay, then we're both picking up on the same thing. Because yeah, that is what I am picking up on, is that there is some form of manipulation that keeps him from leaving. And until that is broken, and until you heal whatever's going on within you, the way that this relationship has made you feel, because you have to take a step back. And when you see people being put up under witchcraft, you have to put some grace and mercy on that, because literally people that are up under witchcraft, sometimes they're not in control. Sometimes it's something else that's controlling them. So I do feel like this person would be much happier if they would just leave and walk away, but there's something tethering them to this karmic energy that they're with. Yeah, something that they're unaware of with the Fool right there. And I what I'm kind of picking up is like, it's not so much that you have karma with this third party. You more have karma with this situation of feeling unrequited love, or feeling not enough, or feeling not loved. That's the core of it. That's why this situation is manifesting, or why it's been able to manifest for this long. Because I do feel like, first of all, you have something to actually offer Marlon. If Marlon would just walk, but he can't, if he would stop eating this woman's food, I think that he would come back, to be quite honest. Yeah, I really do. I feel like if he would stop, he needs to stop eating her food. She has definitely done something to try to manipulate his free will, and that will always backfire. So this is why it feels like he starts to break free. And when he breaks free, he starts to try to come back, and he starts talking to you more and all of that. And then the moment that he eats her damn food, it's like he's back under it again, and he can't get away from her. And I do feel a very weird energy of obsession that I don't feel is natural. I feel like it's something that's been done with spell work. Yeah, you just need to know that you are protected from this, okay? Because I have a feeling that this third party definitely knows that Marlon wants to be with you. They definitely know that. This is why they tried to bind themselves. It's because they want this person is an emperor. They want his resources. They want resources. That's literally what I'm hearing. They want energy, they want time, they want resources. You praying and taking a spiritual bath and cleansing your house is going to be the things that, if you want to be with Marlon, when these people separate, this person is going to try to put you up under witchcraft. Just know that in advance. This is like basically why I'm seeing your guides come in really, really strong. Yeah, he told her that he loves you. That's exactly what I'm picking up. Yeah, but she said she would hurt herself if he leaves her. That's another manipulation tactic to keep him bound so that he feels responsible. He needs to understand that he is not responsible for her mental health. And not only that, he needs to also understand that he's up under spell work. But I feel like if you were to tell him that he's up under spell work, it could cause something dangerous to happen. Like, he may really hurt this woman. And so it may be best for him to find out, a natural way. Maybe not. To be honest, I feel like if he finds out that she did something, what she did to him with putting stuff in his food, I feel like he's going to put his hands on her. And he's not the type of person to do that, but it's the witchcraft that's causing him to act very strange. And I do feel like also he has tried multiple times to leave this woman, multiple times to get away from this person. Okay, whoever they are, he's tried multiple times to get it, and for his own mental health and things like that, and for his own finances to recover. And he feels like he can't leave her, him, it, they, them, whatever the hell this thing is. He feels stuck, basically. Page of Pentacles. Maybe he feels responsible. Does this person have children? Does he have children? Where's this responsibility coming from? Maybe this is feeling, you're dealing with somebody that's got, and not Marlon, but the person they're with is very childish. They're very petty. Okay, very petty person. He has tried multiple times, to leave. And so it's just been unsuccessful because he keeps eating her food. I literally feel like if he fasted he would break whatever this is off of him. And then it would be much easier to leave. And then he also needs to stop sleeping with her. Not just in a bed, but he needs to stop having sex with this person. Because there's a lot of manipulation that's done, a lot of magic that's done through that he's not aware of. Because you're dealing with somebody that has an intuition, but they're not spiritually woke. Okay. That's why I'm saying to have grace and mercy with them. Yeah. The world. See, it feels to me like if he would walk away from this person, you guys could move forward in a positive direction. Until this magic is broken, I don't feel like he's going to be able to leave. And I do feel like this person's going to try to I don't know if they're actually going to try to hurt themselves, but they're going to try to make something look like they've hurt themselves. And they're going to try to blame it on this emperor. This is really, it's sad, but at the same time, this person needs a divine intervention. I'm literally getting that whatever they do for work, they can continue to do that. And if they would stop being connected to this other person, they would be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Yeah, look, if they disconnect, there is a 10 of cups here that's possible. Y'all could actually have a happy connection, but you still are going to have to deal with helping this man. If you love this man, pray for him. If you love this man, work on the issue that's within you that drew this situation in. Because with you healing that, it's going to give the situation an opportunity to change, and hopefully for the better. And it's not that he does not value you. All of those thoughts that you're having need to go away, because it's not that. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not whatever. That's not what this is about. This person feels spiritually, I'm feeling a very deep soulmate connection. They feel spiritually connected still to you and spiritually aligned with you. And things would be in alignment had they not been put up under this type of witchcraft. So I feel like, no, he's not going to leave. Okay, let me ask another question. Is there anything that can be done to either break this spell that she could do, or that could be done so that he has the opportunity to leave this person? Because he knows that this person doesn't mean him any good. He just can't break free. And he doesn't know why he's so obsessed. The Hermit. Yeah, he needs to isolate. If they share friends, he needs to cut off those friends. So I'm asking the other psychic that I work with, if there's anything that you can do or that he can do, you may want to mention it to him that, for him to gain more clarity, he needs to do a spiritual cleanse. Is specifically what I got as a fast. So depending on what his health looks like, you can do intermittent fasting that goes just for a little time, like it doesn't even go for 24 hours. And sometimes consistently doing that, if this man would stop eating this woman's food, things would get better for him. But it's going to take some time. So yeah, I'm going to use the time deck to see what comes out with an actual time frame, because I don't feel the situation changing, which means there's probably something that needs to be cleared. And this has been going on for quite some time, this pull and push energy. It's been going on quite some time now, especially when it comes to her trying to pull him back. And I think that if this person's willing to meet with you, I think you should meet with them. If you love this person, meet with them, okay? And I do feel like this person knows that you genuinely love them. This is why they have not given up on the relationship. And the thing is when I look at the 10 years that you guys spent together, there was not a whole lot of negativity. There was not traumas and stuff like that was formed. You guys were not you were not toxic for each other. It was like an equal balance. The situation he's in right now is completely unbalanced. April. Okay, so without anything being cleared or worked on, I'm seeing the energy of April, which talks about what you plant will grow. Planting, nurturing, and blossoming.
It just always brings me back to her root chakra, this cord between her and him. That's got to be broken. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe to let things go its natural way, but she's got this is an attachment, and she can't let go of it as long as she's got this energy. And I don't care, I don't know if anyone's ever cut the cord between them. I mean, maybe the heart chakra, but the root chakra is still connected, and that needs to, I don't know if it will make them, it's not going to make him change. I mean, there's nothing that we could do other than black magic to change somebody else's life. And you're not going to want to do that. You just want to be able to let go of the obsession that seems that she has to a relationship that's going on, and he's got to learn, I don't know. That's as good. It always brings me back
to the root chakra. Yeah. So what we're picking, his birthday's in April. Interesting. So what we're picking up on is that it's coming down to this cord that's being connected through the root chakra. So like, I feel like it's some type of binding. Okay. And the binding whatever was done originally, there was an initial thing that was done with black magic. And then there was something that was put in his food, and it's put in his food routinely. Okay. So what I'm getting is that you have a cord to him that needs to be broken so that things can start to run their natural cord. And then between him and the karmic, there's a cord that is more of a binding that needs to be broken. Once that cord gets broken, he'll have an opportunity. It's not like he's going to completely change to be somebody else, but he'll have more of an opportunity to gain the freedom to leave. But with the magic being reinforced, it's almost like this person needs to realize what's going on. He needs to know. And you can tell them what we said about the cord and about this person doing witchcraft. I don't know if they're going to believe it. I think that when you tell this person, they're going to definitely feel something, but he needs to separate from this other person. And I don't feel he's ready to do that yet. This shift, though, whatever's going to occur will be unexpected. So that's interesting. This is going to happen suddenly and sooner than you thought. And the way I feel it happening suddenly and sooner than you thought is with you going in and healing from this situation. I feel like that's going to give this person the space to energetically at least acknowledge the fact that they're up under manipulation. I mean, you telling this person, they may think that this is a joke at first, but they've had dreams. Okay. This person has had dreams. They've been given signs. I feel like they just haven't listened to the signs. So April and May, interesting. So yeah, no, I don't feel like it's going to happen in January, but I do feel like it is possible to happen. It says connect with your dream and be in the moment. I was just talking about dreams, serenity, connection, and relax. So just know that things are going to work out for your highest and best good when it comes to this situation. with you knowing in advance that when he does end up leaving this person, that this person is going to try to do magic on you. Make sure you take the precautions, not to put you in fear or anything like that. You already know that what's going on. Just take the precautions to keep yourself safe by praying, by connecting, okay, with your intuition, by cleansing your home, making your environment a positive energetic space to where things can prosper and thrive. That's my best advice for you as far as that. And praying that he has an awakening. You know, I think bringing to his attention that there's something going on, like, you know, he needs to be asking himself, why can I not leave this person that I don't like, that I hate? Literally, he feels so much hatred towards this person. Cancer time, June 22nd to July 22nd. Nurture your interests. So I do feel like, you know, he also needs to disconnect from whatever this friend group or support system that he has. If he is listening to this person's family members, this person's family members are also witches and warlocks. So all the people that he has been linked up with are not good for, they're not good for him. Like literally very toxic, very dangerous people. Because they would not, you know, to keep, they want this man around for his money, point blank, period. And this is why it's not like, oh, I love this person so much, I want to be together forever. No, this is, I love this person's resources. I love what I can get from this person. I love what they can provide for me. That's how this other, and you're not looking at the situation like, oh, what can I get from the emperor? But the person that's with Marlon, they are looking at this situation. What can I get from the emperor? Okay. And he needs to understand that if he continues to allow himself to be drained out completely by this witch and this witch's family, also witch people that are in her family, then he's going to enter into retirement in the future with nothing. Okay. And not only that, he keeps attracting more negative karmic circumstances because he won't walk away from something that he knows is destructive. And it's not like these people have a good relationship. There's no peace. There's no peace in that house that they live in whatever building they live in the area around it. It's no good. You know, for you to take this person back and to be successful, yes, if you send me a $20 super chat, I will answer your question, okay? And send your question with the super chat. For this relationship to be successful, he's going to have to go through a cleansing process. And that's something that you can actually help him with because you know a little bit more about, you know, being high vibrational, first of all, thinking positive thoughts. You also know a little bit more about protection. And so I feel like, you know, it's basically, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen until this cord, this binding ritual, until he becomes some type of self-aware, you know, he's basically in the middle of it. Yeah. And you're over here, a Queen of Pentacles, somebody that already has a lot to offer. It just seems to me like when you were with this person, they were doing much better than what they're doing now. Since they've been with this other person, they're not doing good. They're not doing as well. They're not doing as well in their business, and they're not doing so just to let you guys know, if you guys have a question, you can send me a $20 super chat. That's the way that I'm answering people's questions, okay? He's been getting very sick. Yes, gut issues. That's because there's witchcraft in the food. Yes, it's related to the spell work. Absolutely. It's related to whatever has been put in the spell work. This is why I was saying for him to get better, he needs to do a fast to break and stop eating this person's food. Like seriously, I honestly think that this person has consumed something that's dangerous, you know? I don't know who told you that we're not supposed to charge for work. Okay. That's delusional, but yeah. So anyways, I don't know why people think that about psychics, like time and energy. There has to be an exchange of energy for it to be fair, and time is money. And so, yeah, I don't know. The people that say, oh, psychics are not supposed to charge, those are people that just want shit for free. And they think that because somebody has a gift, they have to share it with the world, but all we have to do is use our gifts to help ourselves. Okay, we don't have to put our, and especially when it comes to this type of work, when we look into things spiritually, for a lot of psychics, they put themselves in danger by reading people's energy. So, but if you have a question that you seriously want answered, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question and I will answer it. I have no problem having a fair exchange of energy. Okay. So yeah, you've always been a Queen of Pentacles. This is what I'm seeing, is that you will remain a Queen of Pentacles regardless of whether you get back with this person or not. I feel like if any change is going to occur, it may be in springtime, but in the meantime, you can be healing what's going on with inside of you that drew this situation in. And you can learn more about feng shui and cleansing and that type of thing, so that when this person, well, first of all, you should just learn about it so that you can do it for yourself. And then you can help somebody else. But he is going to have to go through, basically detox. It's going to be detoxing from this other person. And where this is a toxic relationship, I don't feel like it's going to continue to thrive. But I do feel like, he might as well get out of it while he still can. Because literally, he thinks his gut is bad now. If he continues to eat this person's food, something worse might happen than just him having gut issues, And the thing is why one of the Kennedys, I forget which one. Anyways, one of the Kennedys has said that the devil has gotten into our food. Why there's all these additive preservatives and shit that's not good for us is because they try to make things addicting. And when you consume it, it goes into your vessel, your physical system, and it starts clogging things up. And he's basically completely energetically blocked off and clogged up. So it's basically our food. If we eat things that are bad for us, and everybody's body's different, but when we eat shit that's really bad for us, and this is why they put so much harmful shit in the food, is because they don't want us having awakenings. They don't want us gaining spiritual insight, and they definitely don't want us waking up from the matrix. And so one way to control somebody is to control their food, to control what they consume. And so, yeah, he's got to be able to be responsible enough for himself to make those positive choices and to make an assessment of well, since I've been with this person, my life has gone downhill. My health has gone to shit. My finances are going to shit. This person's family is draining me for everything. Okay. And they may be aware, this person may be aware that that's going on, but they don't feel like they have personal power to be able to leave. This person feels powerless. And I feel like it's because of the magic. So there needs to be a cord cutting that's done. We can ask Archangel Michael to do a cord cutting on this situation, but when you cut the cord, you have to heal whatever the root issue is that's going on within you, because if that issue is not healed, another cord could just be attached. Like this witch, if he doesn't go within and look within himself as to why he literally drew in somebody that is trying to bind themselves to his energy and drain him for everything that he's worth, if he doesn't go within and look at why he drew in this third party situation, then he's not going to be able to heal correctly. He's also not going to be able to move on in the way that he wants. He's going to be always because it is an obsession spell. She's done something. She's done multiple things is what I'm picking up. Four of Pentacles. She's tried to block off his natural abilities, the gifts that God gave him, his gut feeling. The reason his gut is so out of whack is because he won't listen to it. He will not listen to what his body is trying to tell him. I mean, literally, he's always I'm just going to say this. If he doesn't decide to change the direction of where this is going, he could have a major health issue, okay? Because he's in anxiety all the time. He's unhappy. He's unhealthy. And the thing is that you would never, he really fucked up by messing with this person at all, because you would never put something in his food. You would never do that to him. Like, it's incredible. You have to understand that these situations happen because there was an issue going on within you, and there was an issue going on within him. And this other person, they have more issues than the both of you guys combined. So yeah, you know, I would not give up on the situation, but at the same time, I would not be sitting around and waiting for this person to just come back, because without a cleansing, without him being able to see the toxic cycle that he's in, you know, I don't feel him being able to break free. And, you know, I don't want either of you guys to feel like you're crying over spilt milk, or to feel like you've missed out on an opportunity, especially when it comes to wish fulfillment. Because I do feel like, you know, the rest of the stuff in your life is actually going okay. It's not like you need this person. It's that you actually do have an authentic connection with them. And that connection is some type of cord. It's cords. You need to cut the cord and allow things to flow naturally. And then the cord needs to be cut between those two people. And this person, I already know witches. I know what they do. The moment that he starts to wake up from the spell work and it stops working, she's going to try to put it on twice as hard, and the situation may end up getting violent. Like, this person would never put his hands on you, but when it comes to this other person, he might put his hands around this person's neck. That's like what I'm literally seeing. Especially if he were to find out the reason that his gut is so bad and he has to go to the doctor all the time is because of the shit being put in his food. Two of Cups. Yeah, because there's still some type of soul contract for you guys. But, you know, the thing is that before we come into our lives, basically, when we're in our higher self, before we come into this lifetime, we do make agreements with other people to go through certain types of lessons. And that contract, that agreement to have a relationship with somebody, to grow with somebody, that can exist. But with free will being given to us, you know, sometimes people will make the wrong choices, and a contract could go unfulfilled because, you know, they don't make the right choice with their free will. So always take that into consideration and know that this situation is doomed to fail, not your end of it, but those two people, their situation is doomed to fail. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Anytime you mess with somebody's free will, it is doomed to fail, because you're messing with universal law, and that will eventually come back on them. Like, literally. Six of Wands. Yeah, it feels like, you know, you're being rewarded for being, you know, you're being rewarded right now. Okay, whatever this fame, this recognition is that is coming towards you, it's like your dreams could be realized very quickly. I'm also getting that everything else in your life seems to be going much better than this one situation. This one situation feels like, I want to say that I feel kind of uncomfortable with this person being put in the Five of Pentacles, feeling casted away, and then just running to stay with you. I feel like there needs to be mutual grounds where you guys can grow. And yeah, you may want to shelter this person when they decide to leave, but, you know, this cycle has to be broken, basically. The cycle of this person thinking that they can just go from person to person, leave one person, go back to another person. There's got to be some type of boundary you put up with them. And I do feel like the karma is almost playing itself out. You're basically being rewarded because you have not engaged in low vibrational behavior when it comes to this situation. You're moving back to the UK for work, and you got a full scholarship. Good for you to do your PhD. Good for you. You're from South Africa. My family's also from South Africa. That is awesome. So yeah, you have a lot going for you. You know, I do feel like there are better possibilities for you to meet people that are going to be even better than this person. And I feel like you could possibly meet somebody in school. So that's why I would not put all of your eggs in one basket with this person. Pray for them. Do everything within your ability to heal yourself, okay, from this situation, because this situation is traumatic. I mean, it truly is. It causes trauma. And then by you healing, you'll draw in a new union that is much better than this one. And if you still want to be with this person from the past, they have got to come to some type of awareness about their own situation so that they can make an educated decision about where they want their life to go. And if this person really truly wants their life to be with you, they've got to be able to disconnect from this witch, okay? And they need to call their power back. And I feel like, prayer can do a lot. There's always divine intervention. I feel like if anything is going to happen when it comes to him actually leaving, it's going to be after the winter. There's something about the energy of winter where he feels like he's going to be left in the Five of Pentacles without a home or a place to live. That's the way that he's feeling. And so he's basically feeling trapped. The Five of Pentacles right there as I'm trying to shuffle. So, you're not in the Five of Pentacles. You actually have a place to live. And not only that, you have a lot of good stuff going for you. So, yeah, I would not put all of your eggs in one basket. If this situation is meant to be, have a conversation with this person, see if they can come to some type of awareness, but they've got to take action in their own life. You can't be the only person putting in the effort, okay? Because I really feel like you have been the only person putting in the effort while he's over there playing victim. Yes, he's being victimized, but none of us are a victim because we create our realities with our thoughts and our beliefs. So all you need to do is look at the beliefs that you've been holding on to that's manifested this creation and release them, okay? And stop thinking stop thinking that all men are going to be like this, because they're not, okay? That was something you learned from a parent or a pattern that already existed. Maybe maybe it's just the men in some type of region or something like that. But I really feel like you do have the opportunity to pull in a whole new emperor that does not have, that first of all, didn't make a bad choice, and they don't have any type of, this other person that I see you could possibly be with is much more compatible. Like starting off at a 6 of compatibility, that's much better than 3. You want to at least have something common ground. And that's why, meeting somebody that's also, in the type of school that you're going to go to, that could be something that you really enjoy. So I would not obsess over this situation. All you can do is heal yourself and pray, and ask your angels to show you what you need to do to get into alignment for this situation to manifest, if that's what you truly want. But if you decide that this person is not worth the fuss, okay, and not to say that in any type of rude way, but if you decide that, because you are going to have to battle this witch, not actually battle them like fight them, but you are going to have to put up boundaries. You're going to have to put up protection. You're going to have to teach this man how to cleanse himself, how to become self-aware, how to become spiritually enlightened, and how to basically become intuitive. You're going to have to teach this person how to cleanse and how to fast, how to pray. And so there are positive things that could happen with this situation, but no, I don't feel it going anywhere. I feel like this person is very much so trapped. And if they choose to stay with this witch, regardless, I feel like, you could be dodging a bullet, because you're going to have to heal. This person needs straight up healing. Like they need shit that I couldn't even do. Like they need literal God's intervention. And so you don't want somebody just bouncing from this situation to coming to, because what I'm literally seeing is that this man will pack up his shit and come and live with you. Okay. And then that will be a burden on you. And you'll be like, why in the hell did I want this relationship back? when you know that you're really moving forward. And if this person's job doesn't work with align with where you're headed physically, like even with your job and all of that and your schooling, then it's going to be really hard to satisfy this person's needs. And whatever the sexual desire that they have, you need to know that you are enough sexually, that you are enough to fulfill this person. They have a belief that they have another type of need that needs to be fulfilled. And if you don't meet whatever that need is, then you're also dealing with somebody that feels like it's okay to cheat on people. They feel like they're a victim. Like literally, they feel like they're just a weak victim. So that is my advice for you. And hopefully nothing that I said offended you, but I want you to know that what you're picking up on with the spell work and the binding and all of that it's confirmation. And so, ask your ancestors to show you this situation, because I guarantee that you are going to pick up intuitively either what needs to be done if you want to move in this direction, but know that you don't have to, that you're not going to be, if you choose to move forward free and unencumbered, you're not going to be you're not going to be handcuffed to having to fix somebody. And this person, where their health is at right now, like I feel like they need to be fixed. They basically, they need like seriously a lot of stuff probably. And they also need to be able to want to do these things. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. You could tell this person that their situation is a spiritual manifestation of what's been going on. And it's become physical, but if they don't want to look at that or want to even believe in that, then they're just gonna, basically not acknowledge anything that you say. And that's where I feel that this person is at. And for them being the age that they are, and I'm not saying that this person is old in any type of way, okay? They're still young enough to have a great life. But where this person is at on their spiritual journey, they're completely asleep. They are not enlightened. This person, you know them better than I do, that they're not enlightened. You know that. Like this person is not in touch with spirituality. They're not interested in that. And so that's where I'm saying where you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay. Thank you everybody for making it to the ending of this reading. I love you guys so much. Peace be with you. Please like this video, tap the notification bell, make sure you're subscribed. And if any of you are interested in learning to read cards for yourself, there is a book in the description box. There's 2 books. The first book is The Truth of God. That's probably for this situation. I would tell you to get The Truth of God, work through the intuitive workbook, get rid of the storylines and beliefs through the mind technique that's in it, and use the God technique so you can raise your consciousness so that you can see the bigger picture. That way you can make the best decision, and then use the joy versus anger technique in the book so that you can basically ask yourself yes and no questions and get an answer back immediately. Because I feel like you becoming the spiritual person and the person that is using your own power, when you use your own Astraea, you're going to find out, and Astraea is another word for like power, you're going to find out that you are much more powerful than this other person, okay, than this witch. So I feel like, yeah, get the truth of God, work through everything in the workbook. That's going to help you heal and detach from the storyline. Do a cord cutting. You can ask Archangel Michael to do a cord cutting. You can also speak to your ancestors and your spirit guides about what's going on. And you can always pray to God and tell God, just speak in your mind or speak out loud to your higher self of what's going on. Ask for signs and ask for confirmations, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Peace be with you. Have a wonderful day. There is my book, which is Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells, which works with the major arcana cards. I would suggest that you get the Truth of God first. Develop that yes and no answering system so that when you go to work with the Visago cards, well, the Visago book, and you'll work with the Rider-Waite deck, which is the original deck, you'll be able to ask yes and no questions when you start pulling your own cards and get answers immediately. Okay, so that's my guidance for you guys. I love you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Peace be with you. Thank you so much for donating, and love to you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.